Alright, so I was asked to do a video on how to properly set your drag tension on lever drags. So, number one thing that I like to do before I ever set my drag tension is pass my line through all my guides. I tie it off to somewhere on the boat or in the house, it doesn't matter, and I start putting some loads on my rod. I make it pull drag against it. Drags get drag fade, or the same thing as brake fade on a car. When this drag starts heating up, it starts losing its performance capabilities. It starts losing drag tension. So the reason that I warm it up is because when I set my drag, if I want to set 10 pounds at strike, I want it to be 10 pounds at strike on a warm drag system, not a cold one. Because if I set it 10 pounds at cold, once that drag heats up, it loses its drag capacity. It starts getting weaker. So next thing I know, maybe I'm only fighting a fish with 7 or 8 pounds of drag, maybe 6 pounds of drag. Who knows? All I know is that if I want 10 pounds, I want it on a warm drag, not a cold drag. So first things first, it doesn't matter how much tension you wanna have. Just get that drag heated up. Run it through the guides, tie your line off to something, and just work against it. Get it warmed up. I do it about 15, 20 pulls, and then I go ahead and set. So, number one thing for setting the drag on your lever drags, always in free spool, no matter what. Always in free spool. Then you can either turn your knob forward to add more drag. You can turn it back to for less drag. So you're just gonna turn that knob wherever you want to put it. As you can see on this particular reel, my release reel is SG. There is no strike button. There's no soft detent like Avets. There's no strike button like Shimano's or Accurates. So this screw right here, that's my strike position. So I'm going to push that lever up to it. I usually make it so I can see just a tad bit of the screw there on this reel. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab my line. I'm going to pull against it, and as you can see, I've made that drag pretty darn tight, so I don't want it that tight. Obviously, I did not warm my drag, the carbon fiber disc up for this. I'm just doing this as an educational video. So I'm going to back this off. I'm going to go 4 clicks. You feel a little click in here. You don't hear it, but you'll feel the detent. Most reels are like that. So I'm going to make my adjustment. I'm going to put it back into my strike position. Again, I'm going to grab my line. I'm going to pull against it. Okay, I think in this case that's too soft. So I'm going to go 2 clicks on it. I'm going to come back up and I'm going to check it again. So essentially that's all you need to know for setting the drag on a lever drag. Just always remember it's got to be in free spool before you make any sort of adjustments here. If I set the drag at 10 pounds of strike in strike position, it doesn't matter how far forward I go or how far back I go. No matter what, when I come back to this position after I've cast out, like let's say I fought a fish and I had to come forward, got the fish on the boat. Okay, cool. I went in free spool, cast it out, hit the water, put it back in strike. I'm at 10 pounds, no matter what. Star drag does not give you that capability. Once you make adjustments on a star drag in the middle of a fight, you have to reset your drag every single time because you weren't paying attention to how many clicks forward or how many clicks back you turn that star wheel. Lever drag, that's not the case. This is 10 pounds, and it's 10 pounds always until you put it in free spool and you adjust it for more or you adjust it for less. And the only way you're going to know how many pounds of drag you have at strike is you got to put it on a spring scale. Most of the time I do it by feel, but if you want it precise, you just hook your line up to a spring scale that's tied off or to something, or you have your friend holding the spring scale. You're going to pull against it until it starts pulling line out, and then you'll see on the scale, okay, I've got this amount of pounds of drag, I want less, I want more. So hopefully that helped you out in this situation. So always remember, put it in free spool, make your adjustments, check it. And no matter what, you can go as far forward as you want. You go back, as soon as you come back to strike, you're always going to be at what you originally set your drag tension at. So hope that helped you guys out. Thanks.